Hello. So I think I'm live. Complete unplanned live here, but I'm hoping it's a good video for you guys subscribe to come back and watch. Um, Hoping you can hear me okay because I've got my headphones in as a mic today. So, yeah, hopefully you can hear me. That's all good. And this will be a good video where I get to talk about the decks that I brought with me to London. So, I'm back in London, and obviously, I had to bring some decks with me. I have all my decks actually in these little like tarot bags. So, what precious decks were able to come? Let's see. These are covered in cat hair because I am cat sitting my auntie's cat right now. Oh, hey, babe. So, am I back in London for good? Hopefully not. I am here dealing with some issues, but no, I still have my beautiful home in France. So I'm just back here for the meanwhile. I'm not sure when I will be going back to France. It's all a bit up in the air right now. Yeah, just having issues with my visa. So that's not very fun, but I'm just trying to be present and go with the flow. That's sort of my keyword right now is just go with the flow and don't be stunted by the resistance coming up in life. So I'm this time around, because last time I was in London, I was not going with the flow and I was not enjoying my time here. But so far, I've been here less than a week and I am enjoying my time here. I went and did a um, fun day in London with Trey where we went like to multiple bookstores and we're just, eating all this amazing food because London really does have some of the best food in the world. And yeah, so we've been, enjoying ourselves. I went to Watkins bookstore and I found a new occult bookstore which was so beautiful. I wish I could show the footage of it. Maybe in a future vlog, I did get some video footage in there. The shop was called Treadwells. I don't know if you know it. But I picked up this beautiful journal from there. Mind the rustling. But this is the name of the shop. That's their like logo and everything. And they release these journals as well. So this is so beautiful. You can see it's just held together by this string. And it's like made of wood. Yeah, so Treadwells. I don't know how it escaped me. I'd never been there before and I wasn't looking for it. We just walked past it and I was like, oh my God, yeah, we need to go in here. And it's so cool. The staff are really lovely. I love this journal that I got, which is going to be for my Book of Shadows because I've been needing a new cool journal for that. I know it's been around. So basically, I would always go to Watkins because I still think Watkins is the best like witchy and occult store because they have like the biggest range of tarot and oracle decks I've ever seen in a shop before. So I generally just go there. But this shop was so beautiful. It was very aesthetically pleasing, and they also had like a bit more. So they didn't have as many tarot decks as Watkins or as many books. It's a smaller space, but they also had, you know, some witchy spell ingredients and candles, which was really cool. So what I wanted to go over was the decks that I chose to bring with me. So in this cute little tarot bag, I brought one of my newest decks, which was the Everyday Witch. And I absolutely love this deck. So I got it only for this Christmas just past. So I'm still, you know, learning this deck, working with this deck. And I really love it. Like, I'm so connected to it already in such a short time. But it was one of those decks, like when I would watch other people's walkthroughs and they'd have this deck, like I just knew I need that deck. Like, you know, when you just intuitively know that you're going to connect instantly with that deck. And it was true. So this I had to bring. I only brought the deck. I haven't got the book or anything, but I don't often use tarot guidebooks, very rarely. So I didn't actually bring any tarot guidebooks with me. And the next deck that I brought is in this cute little bag, one of my favorite tarot bags. And that's the one kind of good thing about going away. And if you're like going on a short trip, you might even not want to bring a tarot deck. But if you're going on quite a long trip, you know, you're going to be away a while, then I love that I get to use these handy little tarot bags because I don't really use them at home. I like to keep my decks out on my reading desk most of the time. So it's a good opportunity for me to use this cute bag. So the second deck is another new deck that I got for Christmas, really making the most of the new decks that I've got. And this one is the Green Witch Tarot. So you guys would have seen me already. You'll see all my decks on my most recent tarot collection video. But yeah, I really love this deck. It's got kind of a different energy to any of the other decks that I have. It is this very earthy, kind of nurturing, grounding messages that I get from this deck. I like the way they've renamed some of the cards. I'm not always a fan of that, but I like that in this deck. And so far, like, what can I say, like working with this deck? I always get very clear, like very clear guidance based, helpful but nurturing messages from it, and very grounded. It doesn't like induce any kind of anxiety. It Even if like those harder cards come up, I find um it really gives you this like gentle energy with it, so it doesn't feel as intense. And I've like recently done some personal readings with this deck that you know, normally they were very deep, you know, really going into some trauma stuff, like doing trauma work. And it gave me some really beautiful insights that I wasn't able to get on my own, and really look deeper into some of my own shadows and traumas and where exactly they're coming from, and how to have compassion for myself and the people around me at the same time. So yeah, this I feel like weirdly it worked out for me anyway to be a good shadow work deck, because I think when dealing with the shadow person, for me, I like very nurturing, grounded energy, and I really got it from this deck. So I had to bring this with me. So I do a lot of readings for other people, more so than myself. So I also think it is nice to have this beautiful deck, because people always love that deck. They love the images. I get a lot of comments on it when I use it. So I'm glad I brought that. So the last deck is, and I don't think if any of you know me, like, it's no surprise that I couldn't come away without bringing probably my favorite deck, which is the Crystal Visions deck. And I love how on the back here we have the Two of Cups. So I'm feeling in this video, in the room right now, there is a lot of love. Sending you guys so much love and blessings right now, because I feel this is a little subtle message for us all to, like, feel into connection and also feeling connected within ourselves. Like, I'm alone right now. You could be alone right now watching this, but always knowing that there is this comfort in being with ourselves and with each other right now, if you're watching. So I did bring the Crystal Visions deck, and I don't have much more to say on that, other than I don't like to go away on trips without it. I pretty much always bring the Crystal Visions deck because it's just such a beautiful deck. So putting those aside, I only brought one oracle with me, and you will know why I only brought 4 decks in total, like including this one oracle, is because I was coming to London and I was able to use my sister's deck. So she's away at our French home looking after the horses for me. So she left a lot of her deck collection at my mum's house. So I stopped by there and I grabbed some of her deck collection, not all of it, but some of it that I wanted to use in my readings this week. Because if you didn't know, I do daily readings for the collective over on TikTok. And if you don't have TikTok but you're interested in that, I also upload my TikToks, most of them, to my Shorts channel, which is called Helki's Tarot Readings. So if you're interested in my Shorts and you're not on TikTok, then you can find me there, or you can find me on TikTok, Helki Rain, where I give daily readings, and it's so much fun. So if you're interested in that, do check it out. So yeah, this deck that I'm pulling out right now is my Dragon Oracle, because up on my Etsy store, I offer dragon guide readings, which is my most popular, well, one of my most popular readings. So I need to always have my dragon cards with me so that I can do those readings when they get booked. And yeah, these are amazing. I've been able to work with this deck and with my dragon guides to do dragon energy healings, which hang on. Hey Summer. Hey, you finally caught me. I wonder what time it is for you over there, but I'm so glad you're here. And I don't regularly do lives, so it's really nice. It's really nice that you guys have made it. I appreciate you both. Oh, it's pretty early. Yeah, it's kind of getting to dinner time here. It's 6:20 p.m. But it's a great start of your day. Get a bit of live with me in. Yeah, so what I was just doing was just going over what decks I brought with me to London. And yeah, so this deck, it's really helped me with dragon energy healing work. So at the end of my dragon readings, I do dragon energy healing, which has just been amazing for me, and it's been amazing for my clients and stuff. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out in my Etsy store. But you could also just work with your dragon guides, call them in, and once you've called them in, they will guide you through healing. So for me, the way they teach me was to guide me through healing the chakras one by one. And yeah, it's really amazing when you can tap into working with the dragon guides, because I really believe they're messengers and healers, and that's what they're mostly here to work with us on. Are they really glossy cards? Okay. So they are quite glossy cards, and I agree with you. I'm not a big fan of glossy cards. So you can you see there's a bit of gloss there? But what it was, so this artist, I follow her on Instagram, and there's just something about the way that she draws the dragons for me that she's called the Dragon Art Lady on Instagram, and the way that she draws the dragons, it's so perfect for me. It's exactly how, like, I feel their energy when I connect with them. It's this very soft, kind of like elegant, um, lean kind of look to them. It's very like gentle. See, the shine is not helping. I'm trying to show the cards. Um, very soft, kind of like feminine. But it's like the even just like the shapes, because sometimes I'll just see like the shape of the dragon in my mind's eye when I'm working with it, and sometimes I'll see more detail. But it's these kind of lines that this artist draw that for me it's like, wow, that is like exactly how I see dragon guides. Very kind of got this flowy vibe to them. So yeah, that's why I particularly love this deck, although I agree the glossiness can be a bit jarring, but it was the art that just really connected with me on this deck. So they put the clocks forward today. Oh, did they? So because my phone changes automatically, I didn't even realize that. So that means I didn't wake up as late as I thought I woke up today. So that makes me feel a bit better. Um, but it also means I probably started my glass of wine a little bit earlier than I should have today. But hey, it's Sunday, right? Oh, hey. Hey, Rochelle. Wow. All my favorite people have shown up today. That's amazing. Okay, so great that you guys are here. The update is that I'm back in London and I'm showing you the decks that I brought with me. I've already gone through the ones I brought with me from home, so now I'm going to show you the ones that I have borrowed from my sister, because obviously she lives here, so her decks live here. So I knew when I was coming, like, that I didn't have to pack that many decks because I would have, access to her collection. And if any of you have seen, I did a video on my sister's deck collection and it's freaking huge. So I definitely wasn't short of decks. So this is another deck. It's a Oracle kind of style deck. It is the Inner Compass deck by Teal Swan. It's huge. It's almost as big as my head. There's so many cards in here that you can't even hold them in one hand. But I love this deck for, really kind of diving in deep to the subconscious mind, what you're not consciously aware of, and, where you can focus. It basically just every card like holds a value. So you can see this deck is literally huge. Like, you can't shuffle it. I split it into three and then I shuffle each of the three piles. Um, but yeah, all the cards, they have the beautiful backs as well, which are these frequency paintings by Teal Swan, which I adore. Okay, so Rochelle, I'm in London. I don't know how long I'm in London. I'm having some issues with my visa, but obviously the plan is to still get back to my beautiful home in the south of France. You know, I am a bit stressed because we're coming into spring. This is when I'm meant to be like getting my garden prepared for this year. So I'm going to be falling behind on that. It's just like sod's law, like how it worked out this year, trying to stay in the flow state and not allow myself to, get really bogged down by the resistance that I'm facing right now with my situation. So I can't say exactly when I'm going to be back in France. Currently, my sister is over in France looking after my horses. And yeah, I'm hoping no longer than a month, but who knows? We will see. What I can see happening this year is me doing a few more trips back to London than I would like, but um, yeah, it's all good. I'm safe. I'm okay. The horses are good, and let's just pray that things work out. But I am hitting resistance with this situation that is, um, the way life goes sometimes. Thank you for sending the positive energy. I definitely need it. Am I coming to Glastonbury? That is a good question. I really hope so. Most of the time, when I do come back here, I love to make time for a trip to Glastonbury. The only thing is that I would like to stay more than one day. It's like a couple of hours drive there, so I would need to sort out accommodation or something like so that I can stay for a couple of days. But I would love to go to Glastonbury. Are you in Glastonbury, Adam? Is that why you ask, or is it somewhere you love to go on trips to as well? But we love Glastonbury, especially the Chalice Well. It's just the most magical place for a witch to go. Yes, summer is a lot to deal with. Um, okay. Glastonbury is honestly one of my favorite places in the world. It's definitely Trey's. So this deck is called, because you were asking me, this is the Inner Compass deck by Teal Swan. And I will show you a few of the cards. So um, it's very unique in the way that you work with this card, with this deck, sorry, in the sense of you can sort of use it as a like, oh, I'll shuffle it, I'll pull a card, like what is it that I need to, you're asking the question, what do I need to focus on? And what am I not seeing? And then you pull a card, but it also in the book it shows you that you can use it in different ways. Of these are all values, these hold different values on each card, and you can read everything you need to know on each card, so you don't have like a huge book with it. um and then you could go through all the values and then go, okay, these values connect with me, um and then you kind of go through those values you listed and put them in a certain order for you, or you could do it with decisions. So like the values that make me want to go with option one, the values that make me want to go with option two, and then compare those and then put those values into order of most important and least important, so then you can make a decision. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm really bad at explaining things, especially like on the spot. So yeah, they have different values. Like a value could be your physical health, a value could be family, it could be fame, their intelligence, and then it has like a couple of paragraphs on each value. Tolerance. You can also use it with these extra cards that they give you, which is this kind of, you've got the north, south, west, and east, and you lay these cards out, and then you pull a card for each one of these, and that will show you like north will show you what is very most important to me, and south will show you what is not important to me. West will show you somewhat important to me, and east important to me. So it basically helps you sort of, maybe if you're not seeing these like hidden values that you have, if you're using it sort of like an oracle and shuffling it and pulling it, or you can literally like use your conscious mind to decide, okay, these are the values that are important to me. So yeah. I love this deck. It's just so good. Especially, I don't ever use it when I'm working with other people, but I do use it um, for myself for personal readings. And as you can see, it's huge. You literally, like, there's so many freaking cards in here that you couldn't possibly shuffle them. But it's fun to have a deck like this, like this is my sister's deck, but I've had the privilege of using it a few times. And Teal Swan has a lot of great decks. She's just got a new one out, which my sister was showing me. She hasn't got it, but she's showing me online. And wow, it looks so cool. Basically, she can see these like fifth dimensional like animals, so like beings that are not visible for us, unless we're tapping into their dimension, their realm. So she can see all these amazing creatures, and she's like created a deck where she's drawn all these creatures and given us their names and what they represent. So that's like a really cool oracle. That's her newest one, which like I definitely think I want to get in the future. So what else? Just trying to catch up with the chat. I'm not the best at getting distracted. It is a haystack of a deck, and it is a lot of cards. Thank you, Sama. Yeah, it's a tough time, but I'm really, like I said, trying to stay in the flow state and not put up too much resistance, because if I'm hitting resistance, if I start resisting that, then I'm in trouble, basically. I learned that lesson last year. It doesn't help. But this is early days. Let's see how positive I am in a few weeks. I don't know. Yeah, you really, honestly, Rochelle, you need to visit Glastonbury. You would love it there. Like, any of you girls would love it there. Like, honestly, it's a witch's haven. Do you do journaling with those cards? Okay, but you've got to go now, so I wish I could stay. I don't have internet right now. Oh, that's totally fine. But yeah, I do journal with those cards. But thank you so much for stopping by, Summer. Sending you so many love blessings. Thank you. But yeah, I do journal with those cards. And as I was saying earlier, I'm excited to journal in my new Book of Shadows, my new Witch's Grimoire, which I got from Treadwells, which is this awesome shop. They make these journals and stuff, and they sell a lot of witchy books. So I'm excited about that. Oh, thank you, B. I really appreciate that. Let's hope the white candle can bring me the clearance I need. I need some clearance right now, that's for sure. Okay, so That's the first of the decks that I borrowed from Kelly. I will be using. And this is another one. It's so cute. It's this little garden dragons deck. Again, really great for me doing my dragon guide readings. So it's perfect little deck. I actually wish I had this deck. But you know how there's so many decks you want. If your sister already has one, you think, do I need to buy that? Because I could always borrow it from her when I'm with her. But yeah, it has these really cute dragons, and they're either like food or flowers. I think they might all be food. Like you have the peach dragon, coconut dragon, and blackberry dragon. So cute. Yeah, I love this little dragon deck. It's so cute. Let's pull a card for us now. What little dragon wants to come and say hello on this live? Oh, it's the garlic dragon. And his message is boundaries. Oh, which is an interesting message to get. I feel like, yeah. So you guys would know what that means for you, but it's like, where are we? Like maybe we feel like we can't have boundaries with others, with people in our lives. Like, are you a people pleaser? Feel like this could be coming up. Maybe that for me is an issue, this wanting to keep the peace, wanting to please others. Is that me having a lack of boundaries possibly? Yeah, feel like this cute little dragon garden deck is calling me out. But that's what's great about these cards, right? They help us really truly see ourselves. Okay, this is a cool deck. This Mystic Martian Oracle. So it's like very alien-y, very star-seedy. If you're into aliens, if you're into different species of aliens, do you connect with like the starseed concept? Do you feel like you're a starseed? You have this deck, yes. I'm not surprised you have this deck, Rochelle. It's very you're very open to the alien beings, right, and the alien guides. And I know that you've even had, these personal experiences with these very alien-like guides. I remember you saying in your videos, which is awesome, and like I too have had in lucid dreams and the astral realm, like connections or like meetings, shall we say, with these kind of alien like beings. So we know they're out there, right? I still don't know if I would say I feel like I'm a star seed. I don't know. I could be, but it's I just feel like I'm very open to the energy. So I don't know. I feel very earthbound, very earthy as a soul. Like I know I've had a lot of lives here on Earth. I know I have had other lives on other planets, but I feel like if you're a starseed, it's like this is likely your first life on Earth, or you mostly work in other planets and other realms. And so, yeah, I know for sure my partner Trey is definitely a starseed. All right, I actually, I really truly believe that he was an angel in his past life. Like, I probably sound crazy saying that, but it's like I just got this overwhelming knowing of it. And I really trust those when they come through. It's not something like he necessarily resonates with or believes or says. I just know this about him. Like when I first met Trey and we were hanging out, and then he climbed up this tree and we were in this park. And I looked up at him, and the sun was behind him, and I could just see like probably about 5 different alien guides, all different types. And I remember like I mostly remember one of them was a mantis being, which you can get mantis beings in this deck. There is a mantis being in here. Um, and I remember being a bit startled by it. Like, whoa, like who is this guy? Like, why are all these alien guides around him? Um, and I never seen a mantis being before that. So that was interesting. So I think honestly we're all starseed, but I also feel very earthy. That I have a ton of earthly lives. Yeah. It's like I feel the same. It's like I definitely know, like I know I definitely have a past life on Sirius. I'm very connected with the cat beings, and I've also been told by others that they see the cat being energy in me. Um, but at the same time, I feel very like I know this place. Like I'm very connected. I feel like a very earth-based soul. Um, so yeah, I agree with you. It's like I think some of us we've dabbled in those other realms, but and places, but we kind of more earthbound. You know what I mean? I got a starseed report done, and it said that my origin. Also, how did you feel about that starseed report? Did you like meditate on it after? Did it really resonate with you, Rochelle? How did you feel about that? And also, who did the starseed report? I'd be interested in that. I know that you, like me, are very open to all types of experiences. Like it's, I think we have quite an open mind in that sense. And when it comes to what I'm able to connect with spiritually, and also what I'm able to see, um, because it shows where I can see and connect with these alien beings, but I at the same time feel very connected to angels. And I also have had these amazing experiences with Jesus and Mary. And I have no Catholic or Christian history. So I feel like a very open book when it comes to uh, my spiritual practice. Oh, I think I've heard about that. Like, I swear I listened to an interview with that lady where she does the like astrological starseed reports and how she can see that. That's really interesting. Hello, Tarot Destroyer. Yeah, I'm very interested in that report, and I'm going to look it up for sure. Oh, okay, it's a troll. Thank you. Thank you, B. But yeah, would you be interested in that, B? Do you think you might try out that Starseed report? But these cards are awesome anyway. If you do want to explore this kind of Starseed realm, um, you can pull this card and sort of ask like um what guide is most available to me right now, what energy can I connect with, and then you might get the grays, and then you know that you can sort of open up communication with them, or you can also just look at the message that comes with that card like you would a normal oracle. Okay, looks like we've got a troll ruining the party here. um but we will continue. So this other deck that I've got with me is the Angel Answers deck. You're a bit scared of aliens, but I want to embrace that energy. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like I'm really open to it, but I do have moments where I'm like, I kind of with spirit in general, like it's not just aliens, but ghosts. If I'm not in the mood, and the right mindset, I will sort of just put my bubble of light around me and politely ask anything that's trying to come through and connect to just sort of back away because I'm not in the mood. So, it's knowing you always have the power to do that, which will help you get over that fear. Oh, thank you. They were really trying to like spam whatever it was they were trying to spam. So, guys, I appreciate that so much. What the hell? Yeah. So, do you guys like this Angels Answers deck? I haven't used it since I've been back yet, but I remember it was quite a fun deck. You can ask it yes and no questions, which is quite controversial. But if the answer is meant to be no, it's meant to be no, right? There's no messing around with this card, with this deck, or it's meant to be yes. um, and yeah, it's kind of like a magic 8 ball, but in a deck form, and I like it. It also has some like you know, it doesn't just have yes and no answers. It can have other um cards such as, communicate clearly. I do love the images on this card on this deck though. And of course, it's by Radley Valentine because we know Radley Valentine, he is just probably the most famous angel deck creator. And I have a lot of his decks. I do think he's pretty good. Okay, so another deck. I was going to bring my Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but I asked my sister, do you have a Rider-Waite-Smith deck? So my suitcase doesn't have to be as heavy, and I can take that deck out. And she says she does. And she has this cute little tin version. It's kind of tiny, actually. But it does the job because I do sometimes just want to work with a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I always get very good clear readings. So yeah, it's smaller than I'd like for a deck, but it still does the job when you need a good old RWS deck. And that was another thing with Keddy's decks is that she reads reversals. So like I had to go through this and turn all the cards face up because it's not that I don't read reversals. I just don't like cross shuffle the deck. And if a card falls out and it falls out reversed, then I will read it reversed. But otherwise I read most of my cards face up. What about you guys? Like how are you like where do you stand on reversals? Oh, thanks for the link. I'll just open that up now so I don't forget. Interested in getting that. I'll read reversals if the card falls that way. The same as me, yeah. I'll read it if it falls that way. But I don't purposely cross shuffle the deck because also, like, I don't know, I can be a bit of like a perfectionist and I don't feel like I don't like the feeling of the cards being all upside down when they're together. I don't know why that really bothers me. Well, I mainly do spreads. No, red shadow upright. I leave them all upright. I don't like the upside down either. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not alone here. I think we're all on the same page with this. So here is the next deck. It's a classic. It's definitely a deck I would have if my sister didn't have it. And this is the Tarot of the Moon Garden. It's such a cool deck. Do you girls have it? It's been around for a long time. I guess it came out in the 90s. I'm not sure. Yeah, 1994. Whew, it's a proper 90s deck. That's why I like it so much. I do like myself a nice 90s deck. But once again, the cards are all... See, this one I haven't changed the cards, so they're all upside down. But it's got these really cool backs, reversible backs. And yeah, these beautiful cards. I know a lot of people don't like the borders, but I really don't mind them. Oh, is it getting reprinted borderless? I don't mind the borders. But I can see I can see it, doing better without the borders, because I think it will make the images pop more without the borders, but I don't mind them. Yeah. I do agree with you, like, the images would definitely pop more without the borders. Um, at first, I really didn't like the borders, but they really grew on me because it just became, like, a part of the deck, so be interested to see, how they look, without borders. Will they stretch the image now, or I don't know, do they have the original images still? It's such an old deck. The next deck is the Cosmic Slumber Tarot. Do any of you guys have this one? I like this, like, fancy box. You don't have this one, I'm surprised, Rochelle. You have a lot of decks, so yeah, I think this is quite a cool deck. It's got these really interesting, like, lilac edges, this, like, cool bright orange back. It's a pretty cool deck, actually. I haven't worked with it much, um, but it's got this kind of... I don't know why, like, but it makes me think of the air element. Very up in the air, very imaginative. Whoa, 285 decks altogether. Thank God you've got your beautiful witchy room where you can store them all. That's amazing. That's a really impressive collection. I think it's a really cool deck. Like I said, it gives me, like, makes me think of, like, our imaginations. It makes me think of the air element. I like the colors. It's very cool. Ace of Wands there. Yeah, I definitely, like, I wouldn't call myself a collector of decks, but I think, like, if I could afford to, I definitely would be. And so I think my lack of collection is more of a, financial situation. But yeah, there's too many decks I want. It's like, that's why it's so difficult for me when I've, like, budgeted for a deck to actually get one and decide which one I want, because it's like, which one do I get? I think you both have pretty big collections from what I've seen. The next deck is this messages from your animal spirit guides oracle cards. This is the same guy that did one of my favorite oracle decks. It's called Earth Magic. I don't have it with me, it's in France, but oh my god, I love that deck. The Earth Magic deck is such a good earthy oracle. And I really enjoy this too. The only thing is that the cards have this kind of plastic texture to them. A crate of decks you forgot about in your loft. Oh my god, B, what the hell? How could you forget? Well, it's probably quite nice because now they feel like new decks again. You forgot you even had them, so you can enjoy them again as if they were new. This is a cute deck. It's got like a little description on the card, so you can, you know, it quite kind of read the message and then intuitively connect with the animal guide. Personally, I love working with animal guides, dragon guides, angel guides. They're my favorite, my top three guides that I like to work with. But yeah, I like this deck because I like to do animal guide readings on my TikTok now and again. So I left my favorite animal deck in France. So this is perfect. I borrowed that from my sister for a little while. Yeah. I'm hoping to work towards that. You know, the dream is to have my own witchy room, like a library style, full of decks and awesome books. Which reminds me, actually, before I finish up on these decks that I've got, I did get myself a new uh, book, new fiction book. This is a new book that's out, and I've just started it. So I don't have anything to say about it yet because I just started it. But it feels very magical already. It's basically this woman, like young woman, who is like studying. Pardon me, sorry, is studying fairies, and like she's going out and doing this like field research. And I'm very much just started it, so there's not much more I can say about it. But what was interesting is they had one character, which was called Trahan, which is Trey's name, and neither of us have ever seen his name in a book before, so that was cool. But yeah, I picked that book up on that awesome day in London where we were just going around loads of bookshops, because one of my favorite things to do is go to bookshops, and I can't do that in France because all the books are written in French. So that's the one thing I always really look forward to when I come to London is the bookshops and the food. Thank you, Michelle. That's very sweet. No, I can't speak French. I'm absolutely terrible at it. So yeah, I was doing the app for a bit, but life, I just have so much to do over there, and I don't get a chance to speak to many French people because I live in the middle of nowhere and mostly like working on the house, working at home with my English speaking family. The one friend that I made over there, she's English. So yeah, like hopefully in the future, I definitely hope to speak French. But right now, no, I don't. It's terrible, really. But thank God there's apps and stuff, so I can talk to people through the apps. And also the French, a lot of people say the French don't like to speak English, or they don't like, they're rude and stuff, but it's not true. Like, most people are really willing to try and speak English. They definitely speak better English than I speak French, and they're always very friendly and very nice about it most of the time. So yeah, the French people are lovely, a lot nicer than like the reputation that the English have given them. Yeah, we was thinking about watching Harry Potter in French, because we like know it in English and everything, and also rewatching Friends in French, like to help us learn it, because I have heard that is a great way for learning it. This next deck is this Elemental Oracle, which is a really beautiful deck actually. I have one of Stacey's decks. I have the Moon Goddess deck, which I love, which I had in my shadow work video. But this is based on the elements, which is great for me because I love, using the elements in my tarot readings as well as numerology. And it has numbers on it, so you could also use it. You can also use the numerology in here as well as like the elements and the guidebook. I love the backs. Aren't they just beautiful backs? And then it's got these cool they're kind of silvery rainbow edges. But yeah, this is a beautiful deck. Okay, so one more deck to share with you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I don't know like what that was, but it felt rude. So you're always gonna get that when you come on a live. I don't know. Like, people, they have a lot of spare time, and I don't know, a lot of negative energy to share. I don't get it. Okay. Yeah, you're right. They do need to get a life. Oh my god. It's embarrassing that people have okay, so the Tarot Destroyer is back. I think they have something against tarot. Thank you guys for getting on the trolls and deleting them for me. Clearly, I'm on here at a bad time. Anyways, so the last deck that I want to talk about is this beautiful Enchanted Blossoms. And this is another dragon deck. It's so stunning. I probably would love a copy of this deck. Thank you so much, girls, for blocking those people. It's really not about, they're really not bringing a good energy to the room. So I appreciate you guys keeping on top of it, because I'm awful at keeping on top of stuff like that. But this deck is beautiful. The backs are a bit underwhelming. And then these are the cards. They're so beautiful. So they're basically flowers and mixed with dragons. And this, I believe this is the same artist that did my favorite dragon deck I was talking about earlier. But it's so pretty and so delicate and so feminine. I really love this deck. Um, you are hot on the block button, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Mm. This is such a stunning deck. I love it. Oh yeah, definitely. The dragon is definitely a spirit animal for me. Like I have a couple of dragon guides that are like my main guides. I feel very connected with dragon energy. Um, they're beautiful messengers and healers. Um, but I think out of like any guides, probably I don't know. It's hard to say that they're my top, but I would say the dragons are really up there as my main guides. And they're very healing, very supportive. This is such a beautiful deck and it has a great guidebook as well. So you can like dive a little bit deeper into the message. But yeah, I'm pretty sure is that everything I wanted to share. I think what I was most excited about sharing was my new witchy journal, which would be my Book of Shadows. And yeah, I'm going to tarot journal in here, spell journal. I'm so excited because I've been kind of holding back because I haven't had any nice journals to do it with. I love this wooden cover, the fact that it's like handmade as well. And yeah, because I feel like if you're going to put this sacred work down, you want a beautiful journal to do it in. So I'm really excited to start working with this, and then hopefully, um, the not so private parts in the future, I can share with you guys how I go about filling out my Book of Shadows. Is your journal A4 size? It's kind of a bit smaller than A4. Don't have an example of an A4 with me, but an A4 would be a bit bigger than this. You can see what I mean? It's just a bit shorter, probably the same width and just a little shorter than an A4. They had a smaller version, like an A5 version of this as well. It wasn't the cheapest book, to be honest. How much was it? It was £30 UK. So it's not the cheapest, but I do feel like, it's independent brand and it's like well made, handmade. It's wooden because I don't really like to get leather products unless they're secondhand. So yeah. Yeah, I love watching journal videos too. An A4 journal. Well, I feel like this isn't that far off A4. It's a bit shorter than A4. Um, but I don't know. They might have an A4 version in there. I didn't see it at the time, but yeah, I recommend that as if you're nearby a Swelby to go see what they have there. It's nice to support like the independent shops as well. Or like Glastonbury would be a great place to get like a new witchy journal and spelled book. And online is always good. Etsy is best. I bought Trey an amazing, really cool, like magician-y journal on Etsy. Yeah, if you work around there, then yeah, definitely pop in. And you'll see, like I think this will do you good. Like it's not that much off an A4, it's just a bit shorter. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for stopping by with me. I can't believe I've been on here now. I was like, oh, I'll just pop on quickly. When it comes to my channel and content and videos, hopefully I will do a vlog of me going around London in some of these cool occult witchy shops. If I do a trip to Glastonbury, I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but if I do, then I will try and do a vlog for that too. Um, I have one vlog coming out, which was a video that I filmed before I left France, sort of like a garden update. Yeah, it's all sunny on that day, and I'm in the sun and sat here now in the dark and the rain, so making me miss home even more. And yeah, so I will have one more video from France coming and hope to have more content on this page and some maybe more tarot related content still on my numerology series, and still need to bring out more numbers for that. And thank you so much. I'm so glad that you enjoyed this live, B. And thank you so much for being here, both of you. Rochelle, it's so lovely to see you girls, catch up with you, and actually see you in person on the live. When I pop on these lives, I'm more hoping that people will rewatch it, because I don't like warn anyone that I'm coming, and I know it's unlikely that any of you guys will show up, but loads of my favorite people showed up today, so I'm very happy, girl. I really appreciate your love, kindness, your support, and for blocking those mean trolls. But yeah, thank you for being here. I will be off now, and hopefully I will see you all in another video soon. If not, I will be watching your videos. Okay? Have a wonderful evening to you guys too. Bye. Bye.